Scrappy people, it's Tracy Reed here today, coming at you with day 22 of December Daily, and we are in the home stretch here where the pages get simpler and real life gets in the way of scrapbook life. So I have this photo, and it is not my photo. It is a photo of the Jupiter Venus conjunction. Let me look up and see who it's from. Anyway, I made it 6x8, and it's by Lars Leber. I found it on the internet. Anyway, I made it 6x8, actually 6.5 by 8.5 to be page protector size, and I'm going to keep it fairly simple. I added my journaling along the mountain line in Photoshop before I printed the photo, and the journaling says something about it being the shortest day of the longest years of our lives, and the galaxy reminding us to look up and away from our problems into the infinite wonder of the cosmos, basically, as they join together to make. And then to finish off the sentiment, I'm going to add Christmas star along the mountain line over the mountain in these letter stickers. So I also have two photos, or one photo, one journaling card, because I wasn't going to do anything about the Christmas star because really you can't see much with your naked eye, so I was going to just put it in my album as something that happened. But Finn came running out after dark and he said, "Did you know that this is happening?" So we went and got in the car and drove up to the top of a hill so that we could see the Christmas star together. And as we were driving up to the top of the hill, I said, "Do you know why they're calling it the Christmas star? Do you understand what the Star of Bethlehem is?" And of course, we are not religious, so he has no idea about any of that. I don't think the child's ever been to church in his life. So I was explaining to him about the Star of Bethlehem and the wise men, and he goes, "Oh, were those the guys that brought him 3 items?" And I said, "Yeah, Finn, they brought him 3 items to help him on his quest, like it was some kind of video game." And I go, "Well, do you know what those items were?" And he goes, "Yeah, I think one was a sword and one was a bow." And I was like, "Yes, Finn, the wise men brought the Son of God incarnate weapons to help him on his quest." And it was just so funny and so Finn. It's just such a Finn thing to say that I had to include that story in the album as well. So I chose to put it in a 3x8 page protector that I had from a 3x8 album, and luckily they fit this 6x8 Simple Stories album perfectly, even though there is a different number of rings. And so yeah, I just put the card and the photo there. And what I'm doing is I've got these Studio Calico stamps that I got on clearance that came in the mail yesterday. And what I'm doing is just using white Versamark ink to add white stamping to the photo, and then I'm going to do it to the large photo as well. So there are these cute little stars, and it says "Find Joy," and so sticky. I hate Versamark white ink. It's just, or I think it's Versamark, whatever it is. I hate white ink in general because it is just so hard to use. I hate it. But I decided to go for it because I can always reprint this photo if it wasn't going to work easily. That's why I started with the smaller photo. And so you can see it's working out just fine. It dries so fast too. So I'm going to add a couple more here. And I'm using my stamp platform because I knew that because this white ink is so finicky, I knew that there might be some times where I would have to re-stamp in the same place. So the stamping platform keeps my photo, or at least attempts to keep my photo still. But you can see this Versamark ink, or this white ink, it's just such a pain, and it sticks so badly to photos that it's just moving around like crazy. But once I've used it a ton, then it stops sticking because it's nice and thoroughly coated and it's not sticky anymore. Have I mentioned how much I hate this ink? Stays on, that's what it is, not Versamark. I apologize, Versamark. All right, so I've got these vellum stars and the little asterisks from the alpha pack on this photo already, and I'm thinking, let's risk my luck, right? Let's add some white stars in on here as well. So it all goes well until it doesn't. So I'm gonna add some up here in the sky. And I only have 2 of them, so I have to do it in stages and work and work and work to get all of these stars on here. So I'm not gonna add too many because I'm too lazy to keep working so hard. So I'm gonna add some up here, and I'm trying not to interfere with the actual photo. Though I do think that that gold dot up there by the star at the top is a little bit interfering with the actual photo. So I did end up moving it afterwards because it was too close to Saturn for my liking. So you can see I had to stamp that one twice, so that is why I'm using the stamping platform. And you would think that if it worked once, it would work again, right? So I'm going to add more stamps down here. And I think it's the 3rd time I go to stamp that really goes off course, because this one came out great. Now I'm like, oh, let's press our luck one more time. So I'm going to add these stamps again. Because you know I like clusters of 3, so that is my problem, is that I wanted 3 of these like combination stars everywhere. So I go to stamp, and it doesn't stamp well. Stamps well enough. Man, I should have left it alone. But no, and bleh, double image. I'm gonna get it. Look, see, I don't understand why I didn't even stamp the second time. There we go. Okay, now you can see, yuck, I got double image, and I'm so mad about it. So I'm trying to think about what to do while trying not to rage quit scrapbooking. Now I'm like, well, I might as well just use my fingers to stamp at this point, because why does it even matter? Should have done that to begin with, right? So I go into my stash, and I decide to try and salvage this rather than start over because of all the stickers that I've already added. This is your warning. Stamp first. People, learn from me. Stamp first. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my stash, and I find some foam stickers from the Cocoa Daisy collection, the Cocoa Daisy Cranberry Rose collection, that has stars in it, and they're not quite large enough to completely cover, that could have been another major accident, completely cover the mess ups, but they're close enough that it doesn't make me too crazy. So I'm gonna add 3, of course, and I'm going to look at this longingly because it's not quite what I wanted, and then move on with my life because it's a scrapbook layout and it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to add a couple hearts here too. And then I think I'm going to call it good. I don't remember adding anything else. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I would love to see you over there as well. And if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve. I have one more video for tomorrow, and then I will be back with a wrap-up video for Christmas and Christmas Eve. Alright, I will see you next time. Thank you.